Wilfred Owen's poem, Arms and the Boy, offers a striking contrast between the natural innocence of a young boy and the cold, destructive nature of war. Through vivid imagery, Owen explores the unnatural union of youth with instruments of death, highlighting the tragic impact of war on those who are young and vulnerable. The poem suggests that the tools of war are antithetical to human nature, particularly for someone as young and innocent as the boy. Arms and the Boy opens with an image of a young boy who is about to be introduced to weapons. Owen's choice to focus on a boy, a symbol of innocence and potential, immediately suggests a contrast between the purity of youth and the harshness of war. This tension sets the tone for the poem, hinting at the unnatural intrusion of violence into the boy's life. The coldness of the bayonet. Owen describes the boy's hand reaching out to touch a bayonet. The weapon is depicted as keen and cold, emphasizing its alien and hostile nature. The boy's warmth and innocence are juxtaposed with the cold steel of the bayonet, underscoring the unnaturalness of a child handling a weapon designed to kill. This contrast reflects Owen's belief that the boy does not belong in the violent world of war. Alien nature of weapons. Owen intensifies the contrast between the boy and the weapons, describing the bayonet's blue and hunger of blood. These descriptions personify the weapon, making it seem alive with a cruel, bloodthirsty desire. In contrast, the boy is depicted as passive and innocent, suggesting that weapons and violence are inherently incompatible with the purity of youth. The boy's innocence in handling death. The boy's hand is hesitant and unfamiliar with the weapon, implying that violence and killing do not come naturally to him. Owen contrasts the boy's soft, uncalloused hand with the deadly sharpness of the bayonet, symbolizing how young soldiers are forced into unnatural roles that strip them of their humanity and innocence. The bullet's savage nature. Moving from the bayonet to the bullet, Owen describes the bullet as having teeth of lead, a description that emphasizes its deadly power. The bullet's metallic teeth are depicted as ravenous and unnatural, reinforcing the theme that tools of war are savage and bestial. The boy's innocence is further highlighted as Owen emphasizes that these objects are alien to him. Comparison to human instincts. Owen contrasts the aggressive nature of the weapons with the boy's natural instincts. Unlike the weapons, which are cold, lethal, and aggressive, the boy's natural instincts are not to harm or kill. This distinction reinforces the idea that war and violence are learned behaviors, foreign to the innate nature of youth and humanity. The boy's physical characteristics. Owen describes the boy's soft, untested body, unaccustomed to the roughness of war. His body lacks the sharpness of the weapons he holds, symbolizing the fact that he is not physically or emotionally prepared for the violence he will face. This imagery underscores the unnaturalness of sending young, unprepared individuals into the brutal environment of battle. The strain on innocence. The poem suggests that the boy's innocence will inevitably be corrupted by exposure to violence. The clash between his youth and the brutality of war foreshadows the psychological toll that battle will take on him. Owen implies that the innocence of these young soldiers is being forcibly replaced with a hardened, desensitized nature, robbing them of their humanity. Dehumanization through war. Owen implies that handling weapons transforms young men into something less than human, aligning them with the cold, brutal qualities of the instruments they wield. The boy's innocence is gradually overshadowed by the lifelessness and cruelty of war, highlighting the dehumanizing effects of combat. Owen's message is that war erases the unique qualities that make the boy human. In Arms and the Boy, Owen uses the imagery of weapons and innocence to condemn the practice of sending young, innocent boys to fight in war. The juxtaposition of the boy's natural innocence with the deadly tools of war reveals the tragedy of forcing youth into violent roles. Owen ultimately suggests that war is an unnatural and destructive force that corrupts and destroys the very innocence it exploits. Arms and the Boy is a poignant critique of the horrors of war and its impact on young soldiers. By contrasting the purity of youth with the violence of weapons, Owen highlights the unnaturalness of war and the tragic loss of innocence it causes. Through his vivid imagery, Owen condemns the practice of sending young men to war, where they are forced to take on roles that go against their natural instincts and humanity.